I'm 73 years old, and it took me 52 years to understand something I should have seen much earlier. Not because I was stupid, not because I was careless, but because I thought I had time. I'm sitting alone as I say this. The house is quiet in a way it never used to be. Not peaceful, just empty. You learn the difference when you get old. I'm not telling this because I want sympathy. I'm telling it because I don't need it anymore. Whatever people think of me now won't change much. This is for you, whoever is listening, because I won't get another chance to say it. At my age, you start counting differently. Not days or years, but how many times left? How many mornings I'll wake up without pain? How many conversations I'll still be able to follow? How many people will still remember to call? When I was younger, I never thought like this. I thought in plans, in schedules, in after this, and once things settled down. They never really settled. I was in my early 20s when life began to speed up. That's when everyone tells you to work hard, build something, prove yourself. So I did. I took a job I didn't love but didn't hate either. It paid enough. It sounded respectable when I said it out loud. My parents were relieved. That mattered to me more than I realized. My days had a rhythm. Wake up early, commute, 8, sometimes 10 hours of work, come home tired, 8, sleep, repeat. It felt normal. Everyone around me was doing the same thing. We talked about promotions, raises, small victories. We told ourselves we were getting somewhere. I met my wife during those years. She laughed easily back then. She had a way of listening that made you feel like you were the only person in the room. I noticed it. I just didn't protect it. We got married, like people do. Not in a rush, but not slowly either. It seemed like the next step, and it was good. I won't lie about that. But even then, I was already practicing something I didn't know had a cost. Delay. I delayed conversations, delayed weekends, delayed attention. When she'd say, "Let's go somewhere this summer," I'd say, "Next year will be easier." When she wanted to talk late at night, I'd say, "I'm exhausted, can we do this tomorrow?" Tomorrow came. So did work. We had children. 2 of them. I remember holding them when they were small, thinking how fragile they felt. I remember promising myself I'd always be there. And I was. Physically. I went to their school events when I could. I paid for what they needed. I fixed things around the house. I thought that was enough. What I didn't notice was how often, when I could meant, when it didn't interfere. How often I was present but distracted. Half listening, half thinking about something else. Nothing bad happened all at once. That's important. There was no explosion. No single mistake you could point to. Just erosion. Missed dinners that turned into missed conversations. Quick goodnights instead of sitting on the edge of the bed. Phone calls postponed until they stopped coming. I told myself I was being responsible. That I was providing. That this was what adulthood looked like. Years passed like that. Not fast. Quietly. My kids grew. My wife changed. And I didn't really notice when the center of our lives shifted away from each other. We were still polite. Still functional. Still married. But something essential had gone thin. The turning point didn't come with drama. No shouting. No betrayal. It came in a hospital hallway. My wife had been tired for months. We both ignored it. Or maybe we just didn't want to look too closely. The diagnosis came calmly, as if it were a weather report. The doctor spoke carefully, but clearly. Illness doesn't ask if you're ready. It doesn't care about your plans. I sat beside her bed in those months. Really sat. Not thinking about work. Not checking the time. For the first time in years, I listened the way I should have before. She talked about small things. Memories I barely remembered. Things she wished we'd done. Trips we kept postponing. She never blamed me. That hurt more than if she had. She died quietly, holding my hand. I remember how light her grip felt at the end. After the funeral, people went back to their lives, as they should. I went back to an empty house. That's when the understanding arrived. Not all at once, but steadily, unavoidable. I realized that nothing I had delayed was waiting for me anymore. The conversations, the moments, the version of us that existed before I chose later. My children are grown now. They have their own lives. They call, they visit, but they don't need me the way they once did. And I don't get to go back and be the father I assumed I could become someday. You can't reschedule presents. People don't stay paused while you get things in order. I spent 52 years believing that effort would eventually turn into meaning. That if I just handled my responsibilities, fulfillment would follow. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. What I learned too late is that life isn't taken from you suddenly. It's given away in pieces. Usually willingly. Usually for reasons that sound sensible at the time. I don't hate my life. That's not what this is. There were good years. Laughter. Pride. Moments I'm grateful for. But gratitude and regret can live in the same place. They often do. What can't be fixed now is simple. I can't go back and sit longer at the table. I can't hear her voice the way it was before it softened with illness. I can't watch my kids become who they are with the attention they deserved. Time doesn't negotiate. If you're listening to this and you're younger, I won't tell you what to do. I don't have the authority for that. All I have is what it cost me. Assuming there would be more time felt harmless. It wasn't. Choosing duty over presence felt mature. It wasn't always. Waiting until I was less tired, less busy, more settled. That day never arrived. One day you look up, and the people you love are older, or gone. And you're the one left remembering what you meant to do. I'm not angry anymore. Just clear. Clear about what matters. And clear about how easily it slips away. If this meant something to you, sit with it for a moment. You don't have to change your life. Just notice where you keep saying, later. I have some time left. Not much. Enough to be honest. Enough to be present now. I only wish I'd learned that sooner.